Dubai real estate is booming. Is it the right time to invest? Should you put your hard-earned money, hard-earned crypto into Dubai and UAE real estate? Is it going up? Is it in a bubble? Is it going to crash? What's going to happen with Dubai and the UAE in the next couple of months and years? If you don't know who I am, I'm Rafael. I run Wealthy Expat. We've helped over 1,000 people, millionaires all over the world, move to Dubai, as well as to other tax-friendly countries, get second citizenships, second residencies, protect themselves and their wealth. And Dubai is obviously one of the biggest markets because it's the wealth hub. Over 10,000 millionaires in 2024 moved to Dubai, and over 170,000 expats moved to the city and the country in general, UAE. I refer to Dubai because it's the main city, not many people moving to Abu Dhabi or Ras Al Khaimah, but you get it, the United Arab Emirates. I'm gonna tell you some stats that I compiled through a lot of research into the Dubai real estate market, also talking to different real estate experts in Dubai. 2024 saw 435 properties sold for over $10 million each. 435 properties for over $10 million, breaking records from previous years. Also, the total transactions on the residential side, not counting basically the shops and restaurants and so on, surged 40.3% year over year to 170,992 units, which is wild. Over 170,000 units sold in the whole year, and obviously rising and rising. It's largely driven by off-plan sales. Off-plan is when you buy something that is not built yet. So it might be a villa or it might be an apartment that's going to be built in the next couple of years. Obviously, a lot of people that don't have the money to buy a villa for $2 million, they have the money to pay $200,000 now, $200,000 in 6 months, $200,000 in a year, and so on, largely driven by those off-plan sales. And now you can also get a golden visa, 10-year residency permit, get a bank account, everything through off-plan, but you need to pick carefully because sometimes you can get rejected. So make sure to work with an expert like us. If you want, you can book a call with the link in the description. The luxury market, specifically luxury villas in Palm Jumeirah and in other regions, saw a value surge, a 20.2% value increase in the year, which is massive, with 68.5% of luxury deals centered on villas. Obviously, a lot of people, they want to cash out their crypto. They want to buy a big house for their family. They want their children to go to private school. In Dubai, they buy a big villa. I have friends who have bought $3 million villas, $5 million villas. That is very common. I have clients that have bought multiple $1 million villas with Bitcoin, for example. If you want to cash out your crypto to Dubai. Palm Jumeirah dominated the high-end market with 127 10 million plus deals worth $2.3 billion. So we saw that there was 435 properties sold for 10 million plus. Palm Jumeirah had 127 of them, and the deals worth multiple billions of dollars. And also Palm Jebel Ali is rapidly gaining traction with 36 luxury transactions. The top developers, and this is where you want to be careful, because if you see a good offer to get an off-plan property, for example, but it's a developer that is not well known, well, the top ones are Emaar, Nakheel, Omniat, and Damak. They led the luxury off-plan sales, and also Emaar's The Oasis was emerging as a top 2024 project. I do have clients that have actually invested into that project. Now, commercial real estate has also seen a surge. Office rents rose 11%, warehouse rents 21.1%, and also there's a strong demand from 24,000 new businesses in 2024. Some of those businesses were registered through us here at Wealthy Expat. Why it's such a great market to buy for now, and why a lot of people are saying that it's not in a bubble, it's because of the population growth. So over 170,000 expats, or immigrants if you want to call them, but we call them expats because people moving to Dubai are typically moving with money. Although obviously there's a lot of construction workers, there's a lot of Indians, there's all these people, a lot of them are expats as well. So 170,000 people moved, and government incentives, including visa reforms and free zones, attracting high net worth investors. Obviously, this is a huge deal. If you buy a property in a country and you get a 10-year permit that you can renew indefinitely, obviously this is going to attract a lot of people because there's countries where if you buy a property, you get nothing. You have no right to live in that country. In the UAE, you have the right to live in the country, and you also have the right to pay 0% personal income tax. So that's something that brings a lot of investment into the country, is that there's no personal income tax, there's no capital gains tax, so you wouldn't pay any capital gains tax on your property, on your crypto, on anything, as well as very low corporate tax at 9%. Yes, it's not zero. It's a little bit annoying to file corporate tax returns. It's a little bit annoying to pay that 9% tax. There are ways of reducing it. For example, paying yourself a salary. That salary needs to be in line with the government regulations. So you can't just pay out $5 million to yourself. You have to be careful. But obviously, this is going to attract a lot of wealthy individuals, and a lot of wealthy individuals are going to buy property for themselves and their families. I also have clients that have opened Airbnb businesses, and they're planning to buy many, many properties all throughout Dubai, or just to park money. If you have $100 million and you want to put $10 million in a country that is heading in the right direction, then you could buy property in the UAE and potentially rent it out to people long-term as well, with a good yield on that. For example, some countries like Paraguay, which I tend to recommend for residency and tax residency, not necessarily for living there, promise a 16%, 20% yearly return, but the real net return is going to be around 5% or 6% in some cases. I'm not saying always, I'm not saying Paraguay is always like this, but in some cases they promise you a 20%, you actually get a 6%. In Dubai, I've actually seen clients buy a property, rent it out a couple of days later for a 10% net gain on their investment. So they buy a property for $1 million and they're renting it out for $100,000 per year net. And you get paid in one check, which is obviously extremely attractive. Now, I do want to emphasize some deals in the last couple of weeks that happened. There was a Burj Khalifa office that sold for $12.7 million, a 6 census apartment that sold for $10.9 million, and also an Il Primo apartment that sold for $7.8 million. So you have this capital appreciation from the properties, you have ultra luxury offerings. If you want to live a luxury life with your Lamborghini and your McLaren, and you want to buy a $10 million property, then obviously Dubai is the best place in the world right now, where you also have space, because obviously you have Monaco, you have Singapore. Singapore is pretty hard to move to. Monaco is also pretty hard to move to. You have to wait a long time to get your residency. If you want a fast place, although you're not getting citizenship, you're not getting it in Monaco and Singapore. Anyway, if you want that residency very quickly, then Dubai is the place to go, UAE in general. Other reasons why you might choose Dubai and the UAE for your investments and moving your wealth are obviously it's a global investment hub. So there's a great networking opportunities. There's a lot of conferences. There's a lot of millionaires from all over the world that you can meet, all concentrated in Dubai. You don't even have to actually look for them. If you're a little bit social, you're going to meet very rich people. Whereas in other cities, specifically capital cities, for example, in the European Union, it's really hard to meet other millionaires. You actively have to go and check and make sure they're not some broke backpacker. In Dubai, pretty much everybody that you're going to meet at some conference, at some event, has some sort of money, has some sort of ambition. And for networking, it works out really well. And it's also very well connected to the world with Emirates. You can fly first class, and there's nothing like it. Flying first class, taking a shower on the airplane, and arriving fresh in another country. It's truly amazing. The stable currency pegged to the US dollar. So obviously the AED, the dirham, is pegged to the US dollar, which provides some sense of stability. Although, in my opinion, fiat in general, US dollar, euro, GBP, all of this, they're not stable. They're currencies that you can print out of nowhere. The US is in debt, so you can't really count on this. But compared to other markets around the world, if you're considering investing, then this provides a little bit more stability because it's pegged to the US dollar. So basically, it depends on the US dollar a lot. Obviously, investor-friendly regulations, easy process to buy a property, fast process to get a residency, not that much BS, not that much bureaucracy. Obviously, it's going to be expensive to get the permits, to get the visas, to do the whole process. But in general, it's going to be way less bureaucracy, way less documentation, way less restrictions than most other countries. As well as overall the safety and the political stability. If you buy a villa in Dubai, it's not going to get broken into like some villas in Spain. I have a property in Spain, and my local community manager was saying make sure your alarm is turned on at all times when you're not at the property, because there have been a lot of break-ins recently in the south of Spain. Big luxury market, a lot of people investing money in the south of Spain, but sadly that happens. Crime is going up all around the world, and in Dubai and the UAE, you can be safe that nobody's going to break into your house, destroy your house, steal your watches, everything like that. And it's very rare that something will really happen. I mean, unless the only way I would see it is if you're hiding from the authorities and the authorities find you and they seize all your assets, but that would be a completely different topic, and hopefully you're not one of those people. But if you're afraid of somebody breaking into your house, stealing your things, or overall privacy, wealth privacy, then Dubai is one of the best places in the world, in my opinion. If you're looking to move to Dubai and the UAE, you definitely want to watch this video right here on the mistakes I personally made and a lot of people have made when they move to the UAE. So you don't make them, definitely check out the video right here. And remember, any point in this video, if you want help directly from us on moving to Dubai or analyzing real estate deals or investments all over the world, click the link in the description, book a meeting with us. I'll see you there.